Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. I know it's been a while we spoke about the updates, and I thought it's high time because we need to be updated, especially when you're working in the digital marketing ecosystem, about what's happening in your world. If you're not aware of what's happening in your world, it doesn't make any sense. So I thought I should continue doing this, and in fact, I also planned to stream this every day. So let's get started without any delay. Here we go. And if you start looking at the revenue share, if you start looking at the market share of the gaming platforms, top of the list is Twitch with about 68%. Then you have YouTube gaming, which is about 20%. Then you have Facebook, which is at 11% at the moment. Now, you need to understand that this was about 8.1% in 2019, and it was 3.1% in 2018. So if you look at the spike of the gaming chunk that Facebook gaming has been up to, it's quite commendable if you ask me. Agreed, there are factors like COVID-19 which actually might have pushed the market share a little, but I think nevertheless people do not stick to gaming platforms if they're not satisfied at all. Now, gamers, in my opinion, their specifications are quite high, and they wouldn't tolerate anything less than perfect for them to stick to a platform. So when you look at things from that scale, with that as a benchmark, I think YouTube and Facebook gaming platforms have done really well. Agreed that Twitch is still the pioneer, and it still has the majority market share as far as the gaming experience is concerned. But I think it comes with the early adapter advantage. Twitch was launched as something which is not an add-on, but it's supposed to be the game streaming software. So that way, if you look at it, I think it's pretty good. And it also means that gaming as a mainstream industry is viable, and it's been there for a long time. The market's worth about $33 billion. So when you look at all these things together, it is good as a stream of revenue for a business. At the same time, it also boasts about the capacity of a platform to diversify apart from their mainstream, which is social media. Then they have advertising, then they are also into gaming. So that way, when you look at these parameters, I think Facebook is doing really well as far as Facebook gaming is concerned. Google never stopped amazing us with what it was able to do with Google Maps, right from the flood detection system to the earthquake detection system. Now they also have taken up additional challenge, which means they're planning to make it more colorful. Not just that, they're also looking at including, now if you go to Google Maps now, and if you start looking at California wildfire, you will see the boundaries of that range on Google Map. They're also planning to make things more colorful by adding a lot of things. If you remember, we spoke about a month ago approximately, where Google was looking at showing traffic lights in Google Maps, which is really going to help people. And it have also taken advancements in terms of people who are people who fall under the solo transport category, where because of the COVID situation, they have resorted to walking in some parts of the world, especially in India, where they had to walk because there was no transportation system available. So they had taken extra measures to make it as seamless as possible so that people don't suffer. Now, next on the bandwagon of maps is Apple, which is trying desperately to catch up with Google. But I think Google definitely has the beginner advantage. Not just that, growing user base on Google Maps also means that Google has a potential to showcase more ads of local businesses on Google Maps, which can be an additional advantage to Google. So let's look at the official Google blog, where they say that they're planning to make it more colorful, a more colorful and accurate view of the world. They've made a lot of modifications to their street view. They've made it more accurate. And they are looking at covering about 220 countries, which is about 100 million square kilometers of land, or 18 billion football fields. Now that's even difficult to imagine. So that Google is doing something which is unimaginable, if you ask me, in that context. All right. So then you have Google Duo, which is the video calling app by Google. They are looking at including live captions. If you want to look at a quick view of what I'm talking about, let me take you to that screen where they had shared a video. I think this is the one where, yeah, I think this is the one. Now, this is a video call on Duo where live captions are enabled, which means that even if you can't hear the audio, my audio is there and I have not disabled the audio here, but if you pay close attention, you will see live captions which are available, which is enormously difficult job because I mean it's a live call and these are live captions, which is it is not a relay thing where Google used its systems to come up with something. Now these are live, right? So it's like a call. It's like happening on a call. So I think this is quite commendable if you ask me. All right, then you have, what else do we have? We have Google Maps is done, Google Duo is done. All right, so Google has launched a job platform. When I'm talking about a job platform, you don't have to imagine this to be something like what LinkedIn has, but ultimately that may be the end goal, though Google is playing it very subtly at the moment. If you start looking at what Google is up to, Google has come up with a platform to enable job listings for all the beginner